All right. I believe we are live now. One of these days, I'm gonna, not say that as our introduction. I'm gonna be very confident in technology. And you know what? Today we're talking about technology. So here we are. I am a little bit on the side of not totally terrified of technology, but definitely on the side of being wary of it. A friend of mine that I used to work with, she used to say, "I don't IT." So that she does, she just
I
doesn't
don't
IT,
IT. Yeah, I don't.
and I always thought that was funny and also true for me too. So there's a lot that I don't know about technology these days. It seems like it's jumping and increasing, growing, whatever words you want to throw in there. It's changing really every single day, and so it can be, if not terrifying, at least overwhelming. And so today we wanted to come to our friends and fellow entrepreneurs and small business owners out there and bring to you a message about technology and how to make it a little less overwhelming, how to not be so terrified of this thing called AI when it feels like everywhere you turn it's there. And so how you can use it to make your life and your business better. So that's what we hope to share with you today. I did just notice that my post, or the post our company made to announce this live coming yesterday, I had July 7th at the beginning. And then later on, when I said we were going live, it was July 8th. Today's actually the 8th. And
Mm.
so I don't know if that was confusing, if anybody joined or attempted to join yesterday. And so I just corrected that. But I don't know, maybe that's something that AI could have caught and cross-checked for
So,
me.
something we should have called. I
Or
should have called it.
certainly is, and I shared
But
it and everything. You're right. So it definitely said in the body it said July 8th, but here we are on July 8th, and
here we are.
so
Either way.
either way, hopefully you're here joining us now live or sometime in the future. It could be, wouldn't be on the 7th, but it might be the 8th, 9th, 10th, and so on into the future. So we're just happy to be here with you. So shall we get started
Shall we?
and see if we can
We shall.
simplify this thing, this scary word, maybe to some of us, or a scary acronym anyway, of AI. So welcome to YC Live. We're very happy to be back with you today. So when I say AI, does that maybe make your eyes glaze over or cause some panic or some stress on you? Many small business owners feel intimidated by new technology, especially this very advanced, what feels very advanced technology of artificial intelligence. I think we've all seen all the movies and read all the books that talk about AI and how it can lead to taking over the world. But artificial intelligence is actually a very powerful tool, and if we embrace it can be simpler than we think, and it could absolutely revolutionize your business. It could make a huge difference in the tasks that you do every single day. So today we're going to hopefully simplify AI for you, talk about how to use it. And so if you're following along with us, now is an opportunity, if you'd like to share in the comments, what is your biggest fear or misconception about AI? Maybe you don't know it's a misconception. Maybe you just have a conception about AI. And so if you would like to share that with us in the chats, we'd love to hear. I can think of lots of reasons why. I'm not familiar with AI. I don't know how to use it. I don't trust it. I'm used to learning things for myself, and it feels like I'm cheating by using AI to try to get to an answer faster, or to perform a task for me. It feels a little like cheating. And so that's kind of my maybe misconception about AI. But it is actually a very powerful tool. And so if you want to share that with us in the comments, we'd love to hear what you think about AI.
And there's been those feelings throughout recent history when there was an innovation. Naturally. Well, I mean,
Sure.
with I'm sure the first people to get an encyclopedia, there were. I'm not. That's just too much knowledge in one place. There, I just can't. that's a bit of cheating,
Sure.
So, and everything
And
actually,
then, yeah,
the Industrial Revolution,
I mean,
when,
we're packing this
oh
this
goodness,
in our
don't get me started.
pockets, where
Yeah,
all
that's
the
a whole.
knowledge in all the world that we walk around with in our pockets.
You've seen
So,
the picture of all the devices that are some of the devices that this now does the actions for performs a task for. And if you put them all like it's like a bunch of stuff, right? I mean, so you have a video
sure, there's
camcorder and
those
a boombox
encyclopedias.
and everything, right? So
No,
yeah,
that's true.
technology. It's just let's let's move on here.
Yes, yeah. Well, so we're going to talk about maybe how you can use AI. And so if you're ready to learn more about AI and how you can make it work for your business, then we want to hear from you in the chats for sure. So AI isn't some futuristic sci-fi, even though I can think of hundreds of movies and shows and books that were written about the topic. But it's here. It's here.
Right now,
AI
it's
is
not,
here.
but
It's
yeah.
and it's remarkably accessible. So we're going to give you 3 tips. That's been our model in our lives.
It's not paying us to say this. We're just trying to inform. It sounds like you're trying to sell it. We're really not. We just want you to be aware of what's available, what's out there, and what's going on. If not just to know what your competition may be doing. We're not trying to sell anything on this. Okay, so like we're really just trying to inform you, to be a resource and some guidance. If you do want to learn with us, reach out.
Yes.
And we're totally in a research and exploration implementation phase on our own. We could talk more about how some of the ways that we found that we use it and we're intending to use it. But just realize, look, this is not a sales pitch for artificial intelligence. It's not saying it's wonderful. It has its drawbacks, it has its limitations, and it has its potential negative consequences, just like being, how many deaths are from car accidents. I mean, there's just, innovation. It comes with I wanted to find something that rhymed there, but yeah. So devastation, innovation. There's some devastation, but anyways. So just to throw that out there, at the risk of us sounding like we're some AI shilling proponents, that's not what it's about. But I'll let Tiffany keep going here.
No, it's a really valid point.
Yeah,
and the point of this episode, and the point of every single live we've come to with, is we really want to help our small business owner friends and family members, any entrepreneurs out there watching. We really want to help you to get the most out of your business, to have the clarity that you need, was one of our key words, to understand your
and the
financials,
to use the tools if they're available, and you so desire to use them. You feel like the implementation of one single thing we talk about today would benefit your business, then it's worth it. So
absolutely, yes. So clarity, you to be able to come into understanding clearly what's available to you, what maybe some options are. Simplify it for you, if we can,
or complicate it for you, one way or the other, huh? But just so you have just to have the information, to make the decisions that you need. So
and
we're trying to curate this down a little bit, put it in a dialogue type of situation, give you the option to type in and contact us. Go to our website if you want to reach out to see about working with us. Anyways, I'm gonna let you keep going.
That's okay. Yeah, in several of the videos that we've done so far, if you've followed along with us or are going back into our archive, if you're in the future sometime watching this video, we're talking sci-fi, aren't we? If you're watching along with us, several of our other videos have been about simplifying and also getting that clarity, giving you that confidence in order to make the right decisions for your business, and also to find more efficient ways of doing business. And so we know it's very easy to get burned out, to get stuck, overwhelmed. And so hopefully this video, along with our others on the other topics in the past and the ones that we'll tackle in the future, hopefully they are helping you a little bit to find more efficient ways to actually run your business. And hopefully that saves you a little bit of headache, a little bit of stress, maybe a lot bit of headache, a lot bit of stress. We surely hope so. So, as we've done in the past, our MO has been to share with you 3 tips on how to, in this case, simplify AI and get started with AI. If you just don't know where to start, it's very overwhelming. There's a lot of options out there. And so our tip number 1 is going to be to start with what are called large language models. Maybe you've heard of this phrase. LLMs is how they're abbreviated. So large language models we can recommend could be like your AI assistant. These are probably the AI tools that you've heard of most frequently. They are the most popular tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. There are others, and they're considered large language models, and they're more like a conversational AI. So something you can prompt for information, to summarize data, to provide trends, to analyze your data. You can really kind of
run ideas by it.
Talk to them in a way.
Right. You can treat it as if you were talking to another person. We've used this quite a bit so far. It's you brainstorming, helping you with some frameworks for your content creation, drafting emails. You really just you can run a chat thread with it and continue to tweak and perfect things, the responses towards what you're going for, or it's just you don't really want to just make it very vague. Your prompts need to be specific about what you're asking, using adjectives. This in more specific the better, because you remember this is drawing off of tons of information out there. And so if you just give it a vague prompt like write me a letter, well, there's no telling what it might write. It might write the letter F. I don't know what it's going to write, but if you prompt it to say, write me a letter in this style, with this feeling, to this type of person, psychographic, this type of person, that we have this relationship for how long, and you want to feel, well, I mean, it could get kind of weird, right? Why don't you just write the letter yourself? But my point is strictly being, specific, not too general. And if it's not exactly what you're looking for, then, just make another prompt. A prompt is just, it's just like typing. It's just
instructions,
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
What you want the AI. Yes. What you want the large language model to.
So the more information you provide it with as to your context, then the more appropriate response you're likely to get on that. So you still got to use your emotional intelligence. You still have to use your just in general, your logic and stuff to that. Make sure it makes sense and all. But there's a lot of, you can just bounce ideas off of it, and really the sky's almost the limit. It's kind of it can get kind of interesting to think about the possibilities with that. But you can keep going, dear.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm just seeing we have a comment
here.
Yeah,
a comment.
Yes,
hey.
Edward says, "Hey, Aunt Tiff and Uncle Kevin, hi. Thank you for joining us." So yeah, you're right. And actually, the resource that we are providing free, no obligation, along with this live is some templates regarding prompts. So Kevin kind of touched on it, and it really is it is a bit of an art in how it performs and how it works. And so we have some tips for you on how to do that, how to get started with that.
But you can generally think of it as a highly intelligent, low cost assistant.
Absolutely.
I guess, and it doesn't sleep. It doesn't ask for a raise and all that. I don't know if that's good things or not. That's well, anyways, I mean, I use it. I like to use it for researching ideas, almost as well. I'm not even going to say that. So it's totally different than just search engine. It's actually able to. You need to look into that if you're interested. It uses what's called tokens. It breaks, and I'm not a specialist on this. I'm learning, but it breaks down and based on probabilities of the following sequences of letters. Like, it's pretty crazy. I don't even understand it entirely, but I'm learning how to use it. Just like I don't understand, necessarily how every single aspect of the vehicle that I drive works, but I know how to use it, right? So it's like that. We use things every day. If you know how to use the phone, it doesn't matter if you know exactly how it's working, unless you're a technician or an
Sure.
engineer or someone. But you see my point, right? So I'm learning to use it. And with that being said, just practicing. If you're wanting to get better with it, try it out, see what you get. Don't be scared if that's what you're worried about. It's like anything, with more practice and more context and just more attempts. Hopefully you'll learn,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll know how to better communicate with the AI, with the software and the technology. So
Yes, yeah, and that leads us directly into tip number 2, which is give it a try. So,
or don't, but if you want to, give it a
well,
try.
one way that you can do this is to identify one repetitive task that you can automate with AI.
Yeah.
Don't try to automate everything at once. I think that's where we really get overwhelmed. You can pick one specific, even, mundane, exhausting task. For example, if you spend hours writing your social media posts, you can use AI to generate the first draft and then edit it to your tone, to your words, to your language, just to generate ideas, really. Maybe if you take client calls and you take notes on those calls or you record them, you can use AI to transcribe those calls and to create notes from them.
Or
And
to
so,
provide customized responses to, if you're busy and you can't pick up the phone there, or
oh, sure.
that kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
So social media also, and then market research and all types of things along those lines. But you didn't you a while back, the Zero software, the accounting software,
Yes,
is there
yes.
a lot of
They
application in
have
that too?
they have several ways that they use AI in their software, and many, I'm sure,
Uh,
QuickBooks
yeah.
does the same. And many of the accounting softwares do use
So
automation
your
to
bookkeeping,
categorize,
accounting, there's a lot
absolutely,
that can be done in
to
that.
right, to categorize, labels for kinds of expenses, so that the next time you spend money with Entergy, it knows to label it as a utility. So you can definitely use automation to the AI functions within your accounting software. If you're using an accounting software like Xero or QuickBooks, you can use their AI capabilities in order to more quickly balance your books, assign categories or general ledger accounts for my accounting friends out there. You can use the automation in that to more quickly label your revenue and expenses so that you
And not
can have
just
that
that, and
clarity in your numbers.
provide some projection. Um,
Sure.
right. I mean,
Yeah, it can
you know,
identify trends. Absolutely. There's the opportunities are endless, really, but definitely
it goes beyond what it goes much further beyond just what we're stating there. So
on the
anything,
writing. Hmm.
anything that's you put input in, and it's a predictable process. You could set up an AI workflow, set up a system to perform those tasks. So that does apply to there's an application or multiple applications in any part of your business, in every part of your business, I would say, unless it's something that requires you to actually one-on-one, provide a direct service. Um,
Yeah.
what do you have to say about
Well, and
that?
this goes back to our previous video as well on delegation and automation, right? So there are certain things within your business that only you can do, that you own or that require a human being to do. We were talking earlier today about how our world does seem like I was talking about Walmart and the self checkout. And I know some people have very strong feelings about the self checkout, positive and negative, the self checkout process. But I had mentioned that I heard that our local Walmart was remodeling and going to go back to having cashiers or more of a personal touch of having someone to do the checkout process instead of having to do it yourself. And so I kind of wondered on two sides whether that was because of the risk of loss due to stealing, that some people accidentally put things in their bag
instead of
that
self
they hadn't
checkout.
paid.
They're probably just what they're probably going to do is just put robots there. So I mean, and make it with human skin. Yeah, so
That's so creepy.
I mean, I'm not even joking. That's
I
probably,
shouldn't have brought it up.
Yeah.
But maybe I thought maybe they were going to actually put people, bring people back to performing that task. And so, customer service is one that I'm definitely one who, when I make a phone call, I would prefer to talk to someone on the phone instead of having to push a button and say specific words to give the AI instructions on where to direct my call. I usually end up hitting 0 because I want to talk to a person.
To be clear, in each business, you'll find there's frequently asked questions. Okay. And if you can at least, set up your artificial intelligence to triage your customers and to filter out the frequently asked questions or the things that aren't as urgent, or and do these tasks, and then you only have to give the return call yourself to the ones that it either couldn't answer the question or it was urgent. I'm very simplistic with this right now, but I hope you can start to see what some of the possibilities are as far as reducing the amount of time some of your leads, your customers would have to wait to have some questions answered. And this is all, for marketing, sales, customer experience, even fulfillment of your products or services, depending on what your offers are, what your offerings are. And then, of course, we talked about bookkeeping, accounting. And really, it doesn't even stop there. Finding your product market fit, your helping build your offers, content creation,
marketing.
Your email is one of the first ones that you can actually that's recommended that you set up some type of email drip, some campaigns and stuff like that, and you can respond to a lot using AI, or allow AI to respond to a lot of things through email. So
absolutely. Well, so pick one of those many, many options, or you can maybe think of some others where you can automate one task at a time. Maybe using AI.
What would just think about what would provide the biggest impact, on the greatest impact for the least amount of investment? I would say to do first, for your business. What would free up the most time?
Generally something that you do without thinking, because it's become so routine that you can tell AI, do it this way, and pretty quickly hand that off, automate that process.
And you can direct it, give it specific context on the way that you would interact, if it has to do with that.
Some examples.
Examples. The more you can feed into it, the more it has to work with. Right.
Yes. Yeah. Well, so tip number 3 is something we've already referenced as well, is to embrace learning by doing and experimentation. That's really what it is. You won't know until you try it.
And that's everything. And you know that because if you're a business owner, you're learning that, or you've learned that. So
the best way to learn about anything, including AI, is to use it. So many tools have free options, which is great. For you to get in there and play around, try different prompts, explore all their features. You don't have to really understand, like Kevin said, you don't have to understand what's happening in the background. You don't have to understand the algorithms and the tokens and the this and the that. You just need to understand how to get useful output, to get it to work for you.
A lot of it is communication with these no code, and because I haven't even, and I probably won't for a long time, delve off into the code and stuff like that. But what I'm using is language, is English language, and prompting in that way. And I found it serves. There's more than enough ability there to serve any task that I need in the foreseeable future. that could help in our business. So if you really are an IT person, you're into that kind of thing, you already know all this stuff, I'm sure, and much more. Still reach out to us, because
Mhm.
if I've misspoken, or if there's something, there's a lot that we can learn. So, I mean, actually, if you are an IT person that's really into this kind of stuff, hey, reach out, please do. Even if it's just from a collaboration standpoint, or anything we can do in another aspect for you, financials and other things, and maybe we could work together. I love to learn, so, and she does too. So that's just an
That's true.
aside.
Yes. Yep. So if you're following along with us, we'd love to know not only what some of your fears and misconceptions are regarding artificial intelligence, but maybe if you've already started thinking from just our conversation, you've already thought of an idea, one small task that your business could be helped by AI with. We would love to hear that in the comments as well. So at Your Consulting LLC, we believe AI isn't just for tech people. It is a powerful tool for businesses to gain a competitive edge. So it is definitely something you can use for the benefit of your business and for yourself. So if you are ready to empower your business with AI and leave that tech fear behind, we have created a free AI quick start guide for entrepreneurs with simple steps and practical prompts to get you started today. So if you want a copy of that, you can comment AI in the chat. It's spelled like it sounds, AI in the chat, and we'll send you that link. So at this time, we normally would open it up for any kind of questions. And so let's see if we've got any more comments here to share. It looks like, let me refresh real quick. And I'm going to scroll down. All right. Looks like we are all caught up on that. Kevin, did you have anything you wanted to add before we maybe
Yeah, I
tackle
do.
a few questions? Oh,
Yeah.
love to hear it.
So with any of the stuff that we're talking about, and anything in general, specifically with business, but I guess in life, don't be driven by fear or comfort, or the fear of getting out of your comfort zone, or doing something that you have told yourself, or maybe somebody else has told you that you couldn't do for years. You had some kind of trauma, or just kind of misconception maybe, about yourself and your abilities. If you choose not to do something, be deliberate, and hey, I'm not doing it for this reason. Um, that's fine. That's fine, right? I mean, that's everybody's different, but don't let it be because I wish I could do this, but I'm just not. Uh, I'm just not.
I don't IT.
I'm not that kind of person. I don't IT, or I'd have to put forth this effort or sacrifice in this. Do you want to do it? Do you want to learn any? And not just. I'm not just talking about this topic. This is a life lesson right now. Don't make your decisions based out of fear, even the fear of missing out, which could be going the other direction. Jumping into something for the wrong reason. You know, um, so let it be that you take on any task because it is what you are deliberate about. You are deliberate about that you've actually made a conscious decision to step outside of your comfort zone, or to do something that's challenging, or that's different, or that you're not supposed to be able to do. Or you know what, at least if you try it and you fail, at least you tried, right? So you don't have that regret. And that really just goes for life. That's physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. um, Even if you need to seek help for something from somebody, from a professional, for anything, um, just don't let the fear be what holds you back from making your progress and making your change. And that's my motivational speech right now.
And honestly, we all need
I don't
that
really know where that came
motivation and
from,
that
but it
encouragement.
was on my heart. So
Thank you for sharing that. It really, do need to hear that to be reminded. I know we've talked about these lives being outside of our comfort zone. It's not necessarily what either one of us saw happening, but you know what? It's been great. I don't know if it's been great for you on the other end. I sure hope so. I hope that you've gotten something out of these, and that you'll continue to get something out of these. But it has been a really good learning experience. And a lot of times fear holds us back from learning, and that's not a good thing. So thank you for that encouragement.
You're welcome. So what were you want to do
So
before I got on my soapbox?
no, it's all
whatever it is.
good. We're going on about 30 minutes, I think. So we could probably
It's not
wrap
anywhere
it
near our
up.
longest, huh? All right.
No, it's for sure. So some of the
yeah, we got
some of
some
the
questions
ideas. Well, we've tackled a few of these as far as is it
Yeah, we've
cost
talked about a lot.
effective?
Yeah, okay, cost effective.
Yes, there's a lot
Yeah.
of these
Most of
AI.
let me say, most of these have a free version if you're wanting to try them out and see what they're about. You can go from there, trial periods or whatever. Just get in there and look at that. Yeah, in general, it is cost effective. As far as specific tasks that it can help you with, I mean, there's so many things now. I mean, video generation, video editing, text to video, voice to text, finances, like I say, marketing, sales, customer, you know, uh, relationship stuff, customer service, product fulfillment, all these words. I mean, I'm just throwing out like really research, product market fit. Like, it just really, there's hardly a part of your business that you can't, find some way that it can help you in some way. So, are you worried about making mistakes and giving it inaccurate information? Yes and no. Use your common sense. Don't abandon all of your intellect to this. Don't do that. Keep your intelligence, your emotional and intellectual.
Yeah, and this is one I've seen. There's something called
fact checking. Okay.
something called AI hallucinations. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, a little
It's
bit.
where you based on a prompt, the AI tries to gather factual information. If it doesn't, it tries to answer your question in any way it can, in a conversational tone. And so so definitely fact check everything, refine and edit. It's still AI doesn't replace humans in the equation. And so your role in the situation is to personalize any output that you get, refine it, ensure it's accurate, and then it meets your brand and your standards. And so you want to be clear in your prompting.
Yeah,
you want
to don't try to use it to replace you and your personality. Use it to help optimize, to help speed, cut down the time, compress time, multiply processing power, increase the amount of research that you can do in a certain amount of time, that kind of thing. And sorting information, quick replies, frequently asked questions, things like I said, earlier. It's just, it's not going to replace you. The thing is that what's that saying there that's out there now? I'm sure you may have heard it. AI is not going to replace. AI won't replace you, but somebody using AI will.
is that how it goes?
Yeah, that's what they say. No, that's what they say. That's not Kevin's quote, fortunately. So I've heard about AI replacing jobs. Oh, that's the question there. Ain't
There it is, right there.
Yeah, should I be worried about AI replacing my role or my employees' roles? Well, if you look at the jobs numbers, yes, a lot of layoffs going on. I've been watching this. And so it actually is making huge waves in the job market right now. There's other factors as well, obviously. But yes, that means that you just need to, if you want to stay competitive, it's like with anything. At one point in time, there was somebody who literally went down the roads 100 years ago and lit the candles on the road lamps. That person was eventually out of a job when there was electricity. So let that just be, a warning that some jobs will be affected. And do your research if you're in one of those jobs, because it's a lot. It's a lot. Just figure out how you can remain competitive or as competitive, in a vastly rapidly changing landscape, the economy. So AI automates repetitive tasks. Yes. So if you need to up your education, if you need to get familiar with this stuff, if you're wanting to maintain some competitive advantage in what it could potentially replace. So don't let fear be the reason why you don't continue to learn and grow. Yeah. So
Yes, and instead of fearing AI, you can embrace it as a tool to hopefully enhance the skills and focus on what you do, what
yeah,
your business does. Let it make you more efficient.
don't give it. I got a lot of don'ts. I'm always one of them. Don't do this. Don't do that. Sometimes sounds negative, right? But don't give it identifiable information. Don't feed
Oh,
in
sure.
your
There's certain
yeah.
right
Come
rules of
on, your
thumb.
clients' information. Just don't do it. Come on. That goes back with still got to maintain this functioning brain in there. Don't abandon all reason and logic uh, to this technology. So
Yeah.
keep yourself involved and learning
Mm.
and stay bold, stay resolved, as I say.
That's
Anything
what we
else?
say. No, I think that wraps up the topic and the questions that we wanted to cover today. So we do want to encourage you, like you said, to stay bold, stay resolved, let AI work for you instead of being afraid of what it might bring with it. And so embrace it. Hopefully, we've given you some simple tools on how to do that, some simple tips on how to embrace AI, to not let it be overwhelming or frightening to you, and that we can expect it to continue to grow. That's what the anticipation is, continue to become more and more a part of our daily lives. I read an article recently about how it's used in schools. I mean, some kids don't even know how to write papers anymore because they use AI for everything, and so it's definitely become a big part of our lives
that
and
is
processes.
right.
So we
That's
want to
part of
learn.
that devastation, I guess. I was talking about.
Yes,
Yeah, the
yeah,
innovation.
we do want to learn how to use it to make our businesses better, make our lives better. And so hopefully some of these tips can help you do that.
It's going to continue to take more and more energy, electricity, and all this other stuff. There's a whole lot of complications. I say complications. There's a whole lot that goes along with it too. Just making it uh, long-term sustainable, and it's just so much to think about. But what you can do is start, if you're interested, start with the prompts. Just reach out to us, and we'll get those to you. She told you what to do. You got no
AI.
excuse.
Yes.
So
AI in the chat. And we'll give you some tips on how to get started because it can be like, where do I go? What do I do? How to get started? Maybe you already have some ideas about what you could automate based on our previous video and also some of the things we've mentioned here today. So if you'd like to have our prompt templates and see what kind of simple tools we can provide for you, AI in the chat, and we'll get that sent your way. So I think that's
all right.
the wrap.
Check out the website, Facebook,
Yes.
LinkedIn, etc. Y'all have a wonderful day. We love y'all.
See you
Take care.
soon.
If I can get